I'm Stimbile Zawe from Zkhiphani, and I'll be asking you some questions today. Let's jump right into the questions. So my first question is directed to Ama, who plays Puleng Khumalo, right? So we see your character kind of going through a lot of ups and downs as she searches for her long-lost sister. Please, can you take us through like your emotional journey of creating and bringing that character to life?
Wow, it really was a journey. But I think I had such an amazing director. Nosipho Dumisa really held my hand throughout the entire journey and the story. If there was anything I wasn't sure about, I think we're lucky that she was also the writer of the show. So she really understood our characters. So if there's anything I wasn't sure about, I could always ask her about it, and she would be more than happy to explain to me what she actually envisioned when she was writing it down. But I think more than anything, it was just preparation. You know, I really prepared. I read the entire script. I literally physically mapped out her journey and did like emotional beats and told myself, like, at this point, this is what she's feeling. And I think also to just put in the back of my mind what her motives were. It's because she loves her family and she's doing this for her family, which is something I can relate to because I'm very close with my family. So it was very easy for me to tackle that, because like if my family was also in trouble, I'd probably, I wouldn't stalk someone, probably get out. But I mean, I can understand why she's doing what she's doing.
Okay, thank you. And then my next question is directed to Cindy, who plays Zama. So Mahlangu, of course, you are the BFF of Puleng, and just can you walk us through like what you've learned about sisterhood, what your role has taught you about sisterhood and friendships in general?
Sure. I feel like that's the part of Zama that's very common with Cindy, myself.
Yes.
So it wasn't really difficult for me to portray someone who's there, who's like a ride or die friend, because that's who I am, And I mean, Ama made it so easy for me because we clicked the first time I saw her, and we used to spend a lot of time together. So I feel like that made it so much easier. So it just came naturally, really.
Awesome. And then this question is directed to both of you. What are some of the challenges that you ran into in kind of portraying your characters, and how did you overcome them?
I think being vulnerable, it's not even like it's just difficult, as much as we are actors and it is our job to be vulnerable, it's never easy to do it. Just to really just put your emotions out there and being honest in your performances. I think as human beings, it's our first innate it's innate for us to just put up our guard. Especially me, I'm very, very protective of my emotions and my energy. So just to lay it all out there was very challenging, but it was worth it. I think at the end it became like a healing process. I think when we were discussing with everyone and we were all kind of going through the same things, we all understand each other, and just seeing people's responses online saying like, wow, like that story really touched me. I was going through the same thing. I'm so glad that you guys are, doing that. I mean, that's so rewarding. So it was a challenge, but I think the rewards were great as well.
Sure. I feel like for me, it has to be portraying a character that's very different from myself, so where I had to dig deep into parts I've never experienced before. And I feel like without Nosipho Dumisa, honestly, I don't know what I would have done, because she was holding me through it. She used to remind me, hey, this is her personality, more of this, more of that. So without her, I don't think I would have brought Zama alive as I did.
Nosipho's the best. Like, shout out to her, honestly. Shout out to you, Nosipho.
Awesome. I'm getting a sense that like you guys are very close on set, and you guys are helping one another. How have the other actors kind of helped you grow your characters? And this is for both of you again.
Like, for example, Gail and I had an amazing relationship. She plays my mom. It was a very important relationship, I think, in the story. And Gail was just so awesome. She has such a nurturing spirit. She really took me under her wing. Outside of the show, even, if there's anything I wasn't sure about, in my life. If I was going through things, I could always speak to her. She was always an open ear to listen to me and, you know, guide me and just teach me how to balance professionalism with humility in this industry. Khosi, Cindy, Tabang, you know, we all just clicked, and it was always such a great time to be on set. You know, I think the fact that also we would always pray before we, you know, it's the first time I ever worked on a project where, you know, the cast prays before we go onto set. You know, we pray, we play worship music. You know, I remember we had like a prayer WhatsApp group, you know, at midnight, Mama Eve used to send us messages, guys, it's time to pray. And at midnight, we know every day at midnight it's time to pray. So, you know, I've never been it was very special filming this thing, you know, now that I'm actually saying and thinking about it, I've never worked on something where God was so involved in the process of making, you know, the show.
True, I agree with Ama. And I feel like more than anything, we all clicked, you know, it's a bunch of, young adults who just want everyone, like we all wanted everyone to win. You know, it was not, we didn't come to each other with the mentality that, oh, okay, I know better, or okay, this is my role or anything. We were all just open, and we wanted everyone to win. So I feel like that was very, very special. That was, I've never experienced a cast like this. Cast and crew, to be exact. It was special.
Yeah.
Wow. Sounds like an amazing experience. So if this question is directed to Ama, if there's one thing that you want your audience to take away from your character, what would it be and why?
You know, what I really love about Puleng is how driven she is, especially as a young woman. You know, I think a lot of young girls can look to her and just see like how driven she is and how she goes for what she wants. I think even in her relationship with KB and the fact that she was the person who initiated their first time, you know, we don't usually see that on TV, or, you know, a young girl actually taking ownership of her body and her sexuality and say, you know, this is my decision to make, it's my choice, no one's forcing me to do this, I want to do it. I think that's that's inspirational. I really hope people take away from her drive. And she's a really cool girl. I mean, if we're being honest, she's a very, very cool girl. I really enjoy her.
Yeah, awesome. And my next question is directed to Cindy. So how does it feel to be a part of such an amazing time in South African film and television? You know, this series is literally big. It's everywhere, not only locally, like internationally as well. Like, how does it feel to be a part of that?
Sure, it's actually mind-blowing. It's for me, it's a dream come true. You know, it's something I've always prayed for, and God just placed it in my life in the perfect time. And more than anything, I'm really grateful for like a platform like Netflix to believing in African artists, you know. And I'm very excited for the doors that are finally being opened for African creatives. Like, what a time to be alive, guys.
Indeed. And then this next question is a bit of a fun one, and it's directed to both of you. Can you tell us about like some of the bloopers that you have on set, some funny moments and experiences?
Yo, there's so many, guys. I I'm like, I wish you guys did like a whole bloopers thing at the end of the show, because there were so many moments where it was supposed to be serious, but we just were cracking up. Especially if you're shooting with Anu, who plays Chris. He's just so funny, like unintentionally. So he would say something, I'll be like, and I'll just start laughing, and the director's like, cut, Ama. I'm like, I'm sorry, guys, he's just so funny. And I think also when we did the pool scene, the pool scene was a lot, because we shot that in Cape Town in the middle of winter. So we were in bikinis, So we were in bikinis at 5 o'clock in the morning in winter in Cape Town. So we have like when they say action, like woo, and they say cut, it's like and we were shaking. It was so funny. But they had like hot water bottles and blankets on standby for us, which is very cool.
No, it's great to know they took care of you.
For me, it has to be every moment with Agnew. Like, he's literally like, you cannot laugh. Like, I feel like you always laugh when you're around him. And especially when the scene that like we had first episode. For me, it was the first time. You know, it was the first time shooting anything like that. And I think, okay, not for him, So he was literally making a joke out of everything, and I was laughing, but very nervous.
Word.
But it was fun. Like it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, that's great. So I have a question for you. Going back to that. So your character finds herself in the middle of like a hectic, kind of love triangle. What has your character taught you about like sexuality and exploring that when you're young and living in this time and day and age?
Like I feel like we need to tell more stories about what young adults go through. I feel like teens need to relate to the things that they watch, and not only teens, but parents should really watch Blood and Water so that they can understand what the experiences and everything that happens in a teenager's head, And I feel like Blood and Water did it so naturally. And for me, it was more of telling a story and opening a channel for us to discuss these things,
Awesome. And then I think this is like my final question to you guys. What piece of advice do you have for young aspiring female actresses in the industry who want to someday be in your position?
Oh, that's so sweet. It's so humbling hearing these kind of questions, because I really was that person not so long ago who was looking to people and would watch these kind of interviews for inspiration. I would just say, don't give up, man. It's God's timing is always right. I would have never thought this time last year I would be on a show like this. I was literally at school minding my business, like just carrying on my life, and I prayed for an opportunity like this. And long time ago, I think when I was 18, I would pray and God, please can I have an opportunity like this. And it wasn't right for me then, but God decided that this was the time for me now. So I would just say, never lose hope. If you pray, never stop praying, and just believe in yourself. I promise you, your time is coming, guys, and we will be here cheering you on too. I think I'm also so humbled by the fact that people are so excited for my journey. It's so humbling to see that, and I want to see more of that. I want us to all lift each other up, and we're going to cheer for you as well. We're also going to celebrate you when this moment happens for you, so never give up. I promise you, it's going to happen, guys. It's going to happen. I'm so excited thinking about it.
Sure. No, that's very true. I feel like prayer, guys. Prayer. I know I've said it, I don't know how many times, but it works. Like, I don't even have the words to explain or describe the feeling that you get when you see the things you've prayed for. And not only that, but know that your dreams are valid. Don't let anyone tell you can't do something. Put your heart and mind to it and work on it. Work on perfecting your craft, because that is very important. And everything else will just come into place, and you won't even know how it happened, because at the right time, as Ama said, God's timing is the perfect timing. So when it comes, you'll just be stopped, but it's coming.
Amen, sister. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.